Saturday, Sunday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, just Saturday night. Yeah. So we're getting this false. Still. Thought about going to county council, talking to them about
When do they have their meetings?
it's on Tuesdays too. They do their study meeting in the afternoon.
Sure.
Actual council, I think it's like 6 o'clock. So, it's downtown. Yeah, so.
Right.
And the other one would be state representatives.
I've been talking to three state reps.
Karen Mead and Elizabeth Wright. There was a bill. Sessions.
Yeah, they were still coming.
Right. Everything together. Spending. Or five. That's the same. It's five. It's not three.
It was his farewell meeting.
All right, we will call to order the regular meeting of the West Valley City Council this March 1st, 2022. It is 6:30 and we are in the council chambers of West Valley City Hall. Our roll call, our Councilman Hoon is excused. We have Councilmember Fitzimanu on Zoom and the rest of us are in person. We will now have our opening ceremony. Would you all please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you so much. And Councilman Hoon has just joined us. So we are all present. We now have our minutes of February 22nd. Are there any changes or a motion on the minute?
I move to approve those minutes.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay, and they pass. All right, we'll now open. We will now hold our public comment period. Our comment period is limited to 30 minutes. Any person wishing to speak may come to the, okay, let's just start that one over. Any person wishing to comment keep their comments to 5 minutes and may only speak once during the comment period. After being recognized by the mayor, please come to the microphone and give us your name and address. Please address the mayor with your comments. This time is your time to comment, not debate with the council, and council and staff will have time to respond within the 30 minutes. And we will start with speaker 1. Randy?
Mayor, City Council, I know you're glad to see me. It's been a while. I thought I'd give you guys a break. We're going to start this out with what I haven't did for a while, and so you guys understand where I'm coming from my notes afterwards. What they're doing when they're warming up before they get the clearance from their lookouts. And after they get the clearance from their lookouts, because I call them lookouts, because they're everywhere. They're on their ham radios, they're on their phones, they're parked off to the sides of the streets, in the neighborhoods, they're parked off in the apartments, gas stations, eateries, they're parked everywhere. And this is what, after they get a clearance, hey, they cleared this one to go. This is what it sounds like once he's takes off. Sorry for hurting your ears, but I hear it 24/7. Okay, to start with, we've had more accidents in that area on 4,000 and 4100 South. Last night, there was a body dragged down 4,000 West. I'm sure all of you heard about that. And if you didn't, that body was dragged a couple hundred feet. They don't know why. I don't know if he was laying there. I'd never heard the rest of the news. Me and my grandkids hate to walk to the store anymore. They come over all the time to visit. We want to walk to the market. They want to walk to the local eateries. Have grandpa buy some candy, some ice cream, whatever. We spoil them. The other day, and this happened twice in a week, they was a warehouse for a whole week. I called dispatch and basically told them we were on our way to the grocery market and some eateries on 4,000 and 4,100. And I need West Valley Police, as soon as they get a break, to come in this area because we're afraid to cross this intersection. That intersection's had so many accidents lately, some fender benders, but some really bad ones where they've had to extract another car. So I go home, we go back home, and I wait for it to calm down, and I can hear when the police are in the area, either they got their sirens on running through the neighborhood, or else all of a sudden it's just quiet. And I don't see but the lookouts. I call them lookouts. I just see them running down our side streets, disappearing. Some of them just pulling off to the side in our neighborhoods and parking. That calms down for a couple hours. We'll hurry up, go across the intersection, go to the eateries, go to the grocery store, whatever we have to do. The other night I went down to Smith's. I wait till late. I went down there about 10 o'clock. I'm driving back from Smith's on 47th and 4,000. Coming down 4,000, as soon as I started bailing over, I can see all the way down to 3,100 South. Looks like Las Vegas, the Strip. Steady stream of cars coming and steady stream going ahead of me. Tail lights and headlights. They're driving through our streets all day and all night long, and they can't tell me, the police cannot tell me anymore that these people are going to work, they're coming home from work at all hours of the night. Today it was pretty bad. up and down the streets. These cars don't live in our neighborhood. And the groups we're seeing out there, they're running in groups. I'm seeing them in groups of 4 and 5. You see them sticking together, weaving in and out of traffic, pulling off the side streets, and then all of a sudden, if it's clear, wherever they park, then all of a sudden you hear these race cars, these loud rocket cars. My next thing is why? Everybody should be asking why. Why are we letting this happen? It's a noise ordinance, especially after 10 o'clock until 5 a.m., 7 a.m., I think 7 o'clock. Okay, hey, thanks for your time.
Thank you. All right, speaker 2.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Jim Visock, 5491 West Lockwood Drive, West Valley City. 2 things tonight. Last week, I believe it was every day. I know it was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We have a semi parking on 5400 West. In past weeks, it's been being parked there. I call. It's always at night. They get there between 6 and 7. And they leave it by 5 in the morning. I know our parking compliance guys work at least one night, or at least that's they used to. And so I called every single day. Be willing to bet when I drive home tonight, I will pass it again. A couple weeks ago, I talked about stacking of the tickets. This is not stacking. The semi leaves and comes back. They could ticket it every single night. And maybe someday they will stop doing it. And the reason why it's a big deal for me is there's 2 other houses in my immediate neighborhood that also have semi drivers that like to park them in their yard. But we got that taken care of by ordinance enforcement. It took a long time on one of them, but when you see that, they see the one parked at the end of the street and it's like, why can he park there and I can't park there? So they all need to be treated equal, and it's not stacking, and I could care less if they stack the tickets. If you're parked there 2-3 days in a row, you should get 2 or 3 tickets. The other thing is I went on the website looking for the minutes for the strategic plan. It's been a month and there's still no minutes. I don't know how much longer it's going to be before they're typed up, but there was the presentation that Nicole, Assistant City Manager, put on there. I wanted to review it, and there's a couple other people looking for that because of the HB 411 and all that stuff. It was a great presentation, and I wanted to be able to refer it to them, but I go there and it's just the agenda is the only thing that you can find. So that's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Kamic, do we have somebody online? Okay, thank you. Is there anybody that was not able to sign up that would like to speak? Okay, seeing none, we'll close the public comment period and turn it over to Mr. Pyle. Did you have any comments for this evening?
No, ma'am, thank you.
Thank you. And to the council, any comments?
I've got a couple.
Okay,
First, was able to join the homeless task force meeting with Councilman Nordfelt last week, and I thought it was really great to see what we're doing and just the knowledge of those on the call, of the people and the concerns and the issues. So I think it's a great thing, and I appreciate being invited, and so I appreciate the city and all they're doing for the homeless. And then last week, I also was watching on YouTube the Planning Commission meeting, and there was an item there that there was a couple items that I was interested in, and then also kind of caught my eye. But one was when they start talking about public-private streets, and we had talked in study meeting a month ago about public-private streets, and I thought we were pretty clear about the direction we wanted to head, to not have private streets anymore. And maybe I'm in my own little bubble, but but staff was in the planning commission meeting was kind of dismissive of council's views that we had a month ago. And so I don't know, just I wonder if we're all on the same page, or if I'm the only one that remembers that way. I just comment.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
So Nicole, do you mind putting the street conversation on?
That's actually scheduled for next week.
Oh, perfect timing. Okay, thank you. All right, anybody else? All right, seeing none, we will move on to our public hearings. We have application ZT6 2022. Mr. Pyle?
Thanks, ma'am. At West Valley City's request, we're considering a zone text change to allow inoperable vehicle parking for automobile service use under certain conditions. So the genesis of this concept or request is that a lot of times in commercial uses, we have a situation where automobile repair places are stacking, or they have too many cars in the parking lot. They put them out on the street, or they're putting damaged vehicles out front, that sort of thing, all of which falls under a current ordinance already and should be prohibited. But this effort in doing this zone text change is to try to work with the business owners a little bit to help them out, but at the same time clarify and make sure that what they are doing with those vehicles falls within the standards of the city. So it's basically an effort to make an already existing ordinance better. We'll see if that works or not. I understand that some of the discussion last week was around what the particular specifics of that were, so I won't go into that right now, but that's the introduction for the public hearing itself, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. We will now open the public hearing. Is there anyone that wishes to speak on this item? Seeing none, we will now close the public hearing and move on for discussion or a motion on ordinance 22-08.
Move for approval of ordinance 22-08.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Ms. Kamic?
Councilman Fitzie Umanu.
Aye.
Councilman Whitstone.
Yes.
Councilman Harmon.
Yes.
Councilman Hune.
Aye.
Councilman Christensen.
Yes.
Councilman Nordfelt.
Yes.
And Mayor Ling.
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously.
Okay, thank you. We will now move on to our second public hearing. It is application SV 1-2022. Mr. Pyle?
Thank you, ma'am. Pardon me. Thank you, ma'am. So this is a final plat approval, which requires a public hearing, also brought to us by the city through the engineering division. And looks at doing a street vacation for a portion of 4695 South and approximately 4110 West. I don't know if you have that up on the screens right now or not, but you're probably all familiar with it. It's that piece of road over there by the Mexican restaurant, right off of 47th South and 40th West. It kind of angles over there to the linear park. So we've discovered that there are some possibilities we can deal with there in terms of vacating that. The business owner on the one side would get part of it. We would assemble the other piece with the piece to the north that the city already owns. We don't have plans or money to put it into a park or further develop it at this time, but that would at least allow for a little bit of a assembly of some property that would then facilitate better use of it in the future.
Thank you. All right, we will now open the public comment period. Is there anyone that would like to speak on this item? Seeing none, we will close the comment period and I will turn it to the council for an action on ordinance 22-09.
A motion to approve ordinance 22-09.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Ms. Kamic?
Councilman Nordfelt.
Yes.
Councilman Christensen.
Yes.
Councilman Hune.
Aye.
Councilman Harmon.
Yes.
Councilman Whitstone.
Yes.
Councilman Fitzie Umanu.
Aye.
And Mayor Ling.
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously.
Okay, thank you. We will now go to resolution 22-44. Mr. Pyle?
Thank you, ma'am. So this resolution would approve a professional services agreement with Arc Sitio Design Incorporated for design of the wetland park. At various times over many years, we've talked about potential property assembly and actual property assembly, along with design options and how we could use this wetland park. It's out there by where the current parks maintenance facility is and the public works facility as well. We have the availability of some state grant award money that would allow us to work towards a formal design of what that park would look like. And it would be a $500,000 contract for design of this 71.5 acre parcel of land for that park.
Okay, thank you. So I'll turn it to the council for a discussion or motion.
I move for approval of resolution 22-44.
Okay, thank you. We have a motion and a second. Ms. Kamic?
Councilman Fitzie Umanu.
Aye.
Councilman Whitstone,
Yes.
Councilman Harmon,
Yes.
Councilman Hune,
Aye.
Councilman Christensen,
Yes.
Councilman Nordfelt,
Yes.
and Mayor Ling.
Yes,
Motion passes unanimously.
thank you. We will now move to resolution 22-45. Mr. Pyle?
Thank you, ma'am. Under the Federal Surface Transportation Program process, we have the opportunity to take advantage of some federal funds with a low level of match at our part. This project, which would be on Parkway Boulevard between 6400 West and Mountain View Corridor, envisions a total project cost of $5.3 million, of which we would be responsible for a match of $467,800. This would put in bike lanes, curb and gutter, sidewalk, street lighting, draining improvements on that stretch of ground.
Okay, thank you. I will now turn it to the council for comments or a motion.
Move for approval of resolution 22-45.
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Ms. Kamic?
Councilman Nordfelt,
Yes.
Councilman Christensen,
Yes.
Councilman Hune,
Aye.
Councilman Harmon,
Yes.
Councilman Whitstone,
Yes.
Councilman Fitzie Umanu.
Aye.
And Mayor Ling.
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously.
Okay, thank you. We now have resolution 22-46. Mr. Pyle?
Thank you, ma'am. Finding the right item here. Oh, that's not it. Sorry about that. I had 4 other ones open and hadn't opened the one I wanted to look at. Okay, so cooperative agreement between UDOT and West Valley for buffered bike lanes on 3100 South. This would be a 900, almost not quite $1 million project. $180,000 of our own funds would go towards this project. It's on 3100 South between 40th West and 4800 West, and it is another one of these state and/or, for this one's not a federal project, but in that sort of vein, where we're able to take advantage of other funding sources beyond our own and knock a few of those projects off the list over time.
Nice. Okay, thank you. I'll now turn it to the council for comments or a motion.
Move to approve resolution 22-46.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Ms. Kamic?
Councilman Fitzie Umanu.
Aye.
Councilman Whitstone,
Yes.
Councilman Harmon,
Yes.
Councilman Hune.
Aye.
Councilman Christensen,
Yes.
Councilman Nordfelt,
Yes.
and Mayor Ling.
Yes,
Motion passes unanimously.
thank you. We now have one item on the new business, SD 1 2022. Mr. Pyle?
Thank you, ma'am. This is another city forwarded final plat approval project from the engineering division at 4715 South. It's a dedication plat and is requesting consideration or requesting dedication of a portion of 4715 South adjacent to the linear park. If you look at the map, and I know you had that explained to you last month or shown to you, presented to you last week, not month. because it was last month too, huh? There's a very thin and narrow strip along that whole linear park there that we're talking about in this case. It's purely an administrative action to take care of that.
Okay, and this just helps us with the 4700 South reconstruction?
Yep.
So, okay. I'll now turn it to the council for discussion or a motion.
I move for approval of application SD 1-2022.
Second.
Okay, thank you. We have a motion and a second. Ms. Kamic?
Councilman Nordfelt,
Yes.
Councilman Christensen,
Yes.
Councilman Hune,
Aye.
Councilman Harmon,
Yes.
Councilman Whitstone,
Yes.
Councilman Fitzie Umanu,
Aye.
and Mayor Ling.
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously.
Okay, I'm going to take a break real quick and just inform everybody, if the audience and who is online, that next Tuesday, we will not be having a regular meeting. This meeting will be canceled. And then we'll have our study session at 4:30. And then the following week, we'll have both meetings as needed. Maybe. Oh, we're not having study? No, we are having study. So
yeah.
we'll have them both that week. Okay. All right, we'll now move to our consent agenda. And Mr. Pyle, do you want to explain the three items on the
Yes,
consent
ma'am.
agenda?
Thank you. So there's one storm drain and irrigation easement. That's the first item. And then there are two right-of-way purchase warranty deed, temporary construction easements of the typical kind. And those ones are associated with I've forgotten, is it the 47th South project? 2200 West project, sorry. Oh, the pedestrian ramp project. Anyway, so two of the same on that one. None of the three of them are significant money or out of the ordinary.
Okay, thank you. So any discussion or a motion on this consent agenda?
Motion to approve three items on agenda.
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Turn it over to Ms. Kamic.
Councilman Fitzie Umanu,
Aye.
Councilman Whitstone,
Yes.
Councilman Harmon,
Yes.
Councilman Hune,
Aye.
Councilman Christensen,
Yes.
Councilman Nordfelt,
Yes.
and Mayor Ling.
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously.
Okay, thank you. That takes care of our business for tonight. So a reminder, no regular meeting next week, just study session. Okay, thank you so much and have a good evening. Oh, motion. Do we have a motion? Oh, I'm already done. Now, do we have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. And we're adjourned. Thank you.
Close.